Hey guys, what's going on? I'd like to welcome you to a new tutorial about Git. In this tutorial, we'll be creating our first Git project. Hopefully by the end of the video, you should be proficient in configuring and initializing a repository. So let's go ahead and initialize one. And lest I forget, I have to mention that there are two ways of creating a Git project. The first is to get a project or a directory and directly import it into Git. And the second way is to clone an existing repository from a different server, but I'll show you how to clone in a later video. So, because here I'm using Git in bash, if you're on a Windows machine, make sure you're in Git bash, not the command line, so please pay attention to that. Right, in case you don't have any experience with Unix commands, there are several things you should know before we proceed to creating a Git project. The first command that I'd like to show you is pwd, or print working directory. This command allows you to see where exactly in the file system you are located. So let's try it. And it prints /user/edward/desktop. So this tells you that you're currently in the desktop directory located in Edward's directory located in the users directory. So basically it just prints the path string of the current working directory. This lets you know that the user is currently located in users Edward desktop. So once again, don't forget pwd prints the current working directory. Alright, the second command I'd like to show you is cd, or change directory, or better said, change working directory. This command allows you to change directories, and typing it by itself returns you to your home directory, that in my case, like I've showed you here, is Edward. So let's go ahead and press enter and run pwd again. And as you can see, my path string has changed to users Edward. Right. If we want to go back to the directory from where we left, we can simply type cd dash and then run pwd again. As you can see, it returned us to the desktop. Okay, so like we have seen with pwd, we are now on the desktop, and if we want to go one level up to the Edward directory, which is our case, in our case is still the home directory, we can simply type cd space ... Alright, so the command cd space ... tells your system to go to the directory immediately above the one in which you're currently working. We can check that with pwd. Let's run it again. Pwd, as you can see, we're in the Edward directory. So we're now in Edward. To go up two directories, use the cd ... /... command from the desktop. So let's go back to the desktop, like I showed you above. We're on the desktop now, so let's run cd ... So this should bring us to the users directory. Let's run pwd again. As you can see, we're in the users directory, so it works. So let's return to the desktop again, cd space dash. So if we want to go one level down, in this case, access a folder from the desktop, we can simply type in cd and the name of the folder. Let's call it folder name in this case. But as you can see in my top right, I have only one single folder on the desktop. So let's cut this and list it. ls returns git example, the only folder I have on my desktop. Let's test it now. cd git example. Let's run pwd again. As you can see, now we're in the git example directory. Let's run git dash, and now we're on the desktop. So now let me get back to Git. So if you want to track an existing project in Git, you can simply go to the folder containing the project and type in git init. Init stands for initialize. Let's change the current directory to Git first. let's go and git example, right? And now, because I want git example to be my repository, so now I'll run the git init here. Let me run this. Wait for a second. As you can see, git returns the message to the standard output, which is here, that git has successfully created an empty repository, has initialized an empty repository. Right, that's great. And there you go. You have created your first git repository. So basically this command creates a new directory inside your folder called .git. If you run an ls, you won't be able to see it because it's hidden. It's also called a .file or a hidden file on a Unix system. If you want to see it, you can use the ls or list dash a. Basically is an option in conjunction with ls. It simply tells the list command to list all of them. If you run this, you should be able to see the .git directory. In case you're wondering what hidden files are, and let me just digress a bit, hidden files are most often configuration files which set different settings for applications, shells, window managers, and so on. And the reason they're hidden is to avoid any accidental tampering by the user. So when you're searching for something, these files are hidden from your search output. However, if you don't have a project yet, but you'd like to create one, you can simply specify the previous command, which is git init, plus the name of the folder where you want your project to be in. So in this case, we're in git example. Let's go back to a desktop. Let's test now cd ... Let's run a pwd. As you can see, we're on the desktop. And let's run git init. And now we can simply create a project and set our repository by default in it. So new folder. This is the syntax of the command. Instead of new folder, just let us write new repo from new repository. And as you can see, this command transforms the new repo folder into an initialized empty git repository. Right, so let's check this. Let's cd in the new repo directory and run a list command. So cd new rep or newrep. I named it newrep, I'm sorry. Let's go there and run a list. This time I've put the L in front of the A. As you can see, we have the .git file, and as I mentioned in a previous video, if you want to check the preset configurations of this local repository, just run a cat command with git and config, and there you go. Basically, you will see all the preset settings here. If you skip that video, I suggest you to go back, see it, and come back here. Now, as I mentioned in the previous video, you can set your username and email address just for this repository. So you can do that by running git config user.name, let it be Edward, right? In the same way, let's run email. Let's call it edward@example.com. Right, now let's do a cut again in that configuration file. And now you should be able to see my user credentials. Right, so that's it for today. I hope this was useful. If you have any questions, you can address them in the comment section below the video. In the next video, I'll show you guys how to create files and populate this folder. So please stay tuned for that. And lastly, don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for watching.